I think my friend's clumsy boyfriend is purposely hurting her. I am not the original poster. That is you, Dragonfly Meadow. She posted in R2 hot takes. Trigger warning. Abuse. Less than. Mood spoiler. Hopeful ending. Less than. Original post. August 5th, 2023. Trigger warning for domestic abuse. Samai. F26. Friend K. F26. Has been dating Andrew. M25. For almost a year now. Honestly, until these last months I really liked them together and he has assimilated into our friend group really well. He's been easy to talk to and is someone who I thought could be the perfect match to K. In the beginning, Andrew has always been known for being clumsy, occasionally spilling on himself, tripping, and sometimes just being an overall goof. We joked he was the poster child of a himbo. It started with a simple mistake. Andrew spilling wine on Kay's outfit. He seemed so apologetic and genuinely sorry. Then a couple days later at a potluck, Andrew bumps into Kay while she was bringing out a salad bowl, causing it to fall on her foot and giving her a pretty nasty bruise. Again apologetic, but this time just rubbed me the wrong way. It seemed awkward the way he had bumped into her. Then there were just more of these accidents, like ripping a dress when he was falling trying to catch his balance, dropping a bowl of chocolate ice cream on her shoes, and spilling an ashtray that landed all over her hair. All of this is just giving me a weird feeling. Like, why does it feel like his clumsiness is getting worse? Recently we were having a movie night. Kay was sitting on the floor and I had gotten up from the couch to get some more popcorn when I see Andrew walking over with hot tea. I'm thinking, no way I'm going to have her get piping hot tea spilled on her by accident. So I get up and say, "Oh, thanks for grabbing this. Do you mind grabbing me popcorn since you're closest?" He kind of gets a defensive tone with me saying, "Yeah, but let me give this to Kay first." I said, "No, it's not a problem, I'll give it to her." As sweet as possible, and took the mug out of his hands and gave it to Kay. He seemed kind of distant the whole rest of the evening. I talked with one of my friends in our group just about the tea drama, and she said that Andrew might have been pissed off, feeling like I was babying him. I think that if he's been prone to hurting his girlfriend, wouldn't he want to avoid situations that could get her seriously hurt? Wouldn't you want a friend to help you? Am I just overthinking this? I want to talk to Kay about my concerns soon because I'm really scared for her. I just want to be wise in how I speak to her because I don't want her to take anything I say the wrong way. Any advice would be so helpful. Edit. Okay, after a lot of comments I reached out to Kay. We're meeting up one-on-one and I'll talk with her then. I'm still figuring out exactly what I want to say, but you have all been so helpful and I will keep you posted on how everything goes. Update. August 6th, 2023. Same post. Next day. Hi all. This evening I got a text from Andrew. It seems my friend, who I'll be referring to as Sarah, had told him about the tea situation. He texted, "Hey, just wanted to reach out and let you know that I wasn't pissed with you. I played it cool and just replied, hey, no problem man, just wanted to make sure all was good with you." He messaged me back that, lol. Yeah, why wouldn't I be? I left it alone after that. I reached out to Sarah and asked how the story was relayed to him, and she explained that it sort of came up in conversation. She had told him that I hadn't meant to baby him and hoped I didn't make him pissed by taking away the teacup. Sarah is a fixer and I think she just wanted any conflict between us to be resolved. While I know she was coming from a good place, I am a bit frustrated to have my words twisted into what she believes happened. I messaged Kay and we are still hanging out either early Monday or Tuesday. She seemed to be fine with me. We had a quick call, but she seemed less talkative, which has me nervous. I really hope I didn't screw everything up. After a lot of comments, I've decided I'm going to be careful with my wording. A lot of you have pointed out Andrew could have a medical condition. While I'm a bit skeptical, I will keep this in mind. Hopefully my concerns can be addressed in a way that flows with our conversation. Thank you all for your feedback, even if some was harsh, and to all who have shared DV stories, I'm so sorry you had ever received any mistreatment. You deserve happiness and safety. I'll be posting an update as soon as we have our talk or anything changes. Relevant comments. Clarification. He's only being clumsy with her. In fact, I'd say it's become more focused on her. Sorry should have been more clear in my writing. Andrew's clumsiness, while apparent, was always self-inflicted, like a small spill or mostly tripping Abbott over his feet. It's been only recently with his behavior it's become more pointed towards Kay. Like he's rarely been him being the injured or spilled on party. It's now been only Kay. Does he do it when she's particular proud of, happy in an outfit? The dress he ripped was one of her favorites. And she had to go home early because it ripped in the cleavage area and she was more so embarrassed. The ashtray being dumped on her hair was when she was wearing her hair natural curly, when she mostly straightens it. But she'll have her hair natural randomly and nothing happens. Also, he totally ruined her white heels with the chocolate ice cream. Oop realizes something a few comments later. That's something I've been thinking about and writing it all down. I just realized all the accidents have to do with her looks. Spilling on her outfits, bumping into her when she's wearing a dress, chocolate ice cream on her shoes. Those were white heels. I know that's just speculation. Someone else said it could be a Munchausen by proxy situation. Overall, just solidifies that I just need to talk to her, which I am this week. Also, her reaction to these accidents is always quick to try to move on. She is somewhat introverted and doesn't like attention, so she's just quick to say she's fine and move on from it. She'll tell Andrew that she forgives him and just to be careful. This seems sinister because it seems like he's trying to see what he can get away with. That's what has been hard. I've felt like I've been the only friend to notice. Like no one else seems to want to believe that Andrew's doing this on purpose because we've known him to be this clumsy guy. I mean, who wants to believe someone's doing this on purpose? Does this happen in front of others or also with just the two of them? From what I understand, he's always had these accidents in front of friends. Not when it's the two of them. And whenever it happens, he gets really apologetic and he's never laughed about it. But it just feels so weird, like he's being so over the top, like he once said, "I would hate myself if I seriously hurt you." I don't know, that just came off so odd to me for his usual character, who typically a silly guy. Update post. August 8, 2023. 3 days from Aug post. Hi all, sorry for the delay. A lot has gone on. So I talked to Kay this morning. I started off the conversation normal. When Kay says, "Hey, why were you concerned about Andrew bringing me tea?" I just say, I had noticed he'd been more clumsy lately and I wanted to avoid either of you of getting hurt. She was quiet for a bit, then asks me, "Do you think it's odd how he's been acting?" Considering all your advice, I respond with, "I care about you and want you to be safe. I don't want to hurt you or Andrew, but I feel like most of the accidents have come at your expense. I don't want it to get to a point where you have a worse injury." This is when Kay burst out crying like I have never seen. After composing herself enough to talk, she says she's been so suspicious of how these accidents have been centered around her and how validating it was to have someone feel the same way. It's been causing her a lot of anxiety and she felt so relieved when I took the teacup away from him. She has tried to suggest to Andrew that he should go to a doctor, but he just says he's perfectly fine. Kay is not confrontational, so she just drops it. She said how recently Sarah, Andrew and her were all hanging out together. Sarah told Andrew I was so upset about how he was hesitant to hand me the teacup. A completely different story from what Sarah told me. I have been more open with my emotions in my post due to my anonymity. But in person I was very casual about the situation. I said something along the lines of, "Hey, did you think I upset Andrew by taking the tea when I asked him to get me popcorn? I hope I didn't come off rude." Then Kay told me something really disturbing. How during this conversation Andrew and Sarah started joking about Kay being a battered wife. How ridiculous the idea would be if Andrew was really abusing her in some really dark jokes. This had Kay feeling like she was crazy to think that these accidents might be on purpose. Also, they had said some things about me that made her so upset she couldn't even tell me. Kay said she's felt trapped living with him and how he's intertwined in our group. She felt like she needed to wait to have proof he was faking it to make it worth a bunch of drama. I feel horrible that she's felt so alone in this. I was pretty blunt and just asked, "Do you still love him?" She responded, "I don't. I think I don't even like him anymore." So we talked about the best way for Kay to leave Andrew being as safe as possible. Kay called in sick to work and we went over to her house and talked with our friend Leah, her roommate. Andrew was out at work, so we quickly moved all their things into Leah's room. She has a key to her door. Anything that was super sentimental to either of them we packed in my car. Kay is going to stay at my house and Leah wanted to stay with a family member who lives not too far away. Kay has written a letter to Andrew ending things. She is going full no contact. She set a date that she expects him to leave. He moved in with them so he doesn't have his name on the lease. Our friends Mike and Corey will be staying at the house. This is to ensure nothing will be damaged due to an accident, also to let Kay and Leah know when it's safe to come back. Thank you all so much for your advice. Tomorrow I plan to go on a little shopping spree with Kay, doing everything I can to alleviate her anxiety. So far we know Andrew has seen the note and is packing to leave. So far so good. If anything happens I'll be sure to update you all. Relevant comments. WTF is up with Sarah? This is what is so odd to me. I said Sarah was a fixer because she has always been the mom friend, wanting everyone to be safe and happy. I've never noticed anything between them. Just normal banter we all have with one another. I just don't know why she's going to bat for him so hard. We had a call where she was very mean, to put it mildly. She was very angry at me. Like I was the one who caused all this, as well as some very personal attacks. I think Andrew is telling her something because this isn't who I knew her to be at all. Or maybe she has always been but has simply masked it. Quote, "Did Kay ever tell you what Sarah said about you?" I told Kay vaguely about what Sarah said on the phone call and asked if it was similar and she confirmed. Being vague as possible. It has to do with my family's issues with addiction and situations happening due to that. I had told our friends in confidence, knowing she's used it to weaponize it against me, and has told Andrew has my skin crawl. Other friends and their reactions to Kay and Sarah. Ah, thank you. I'm so glad too. Kay is safe and we will do all we can to keep it that way. All of our friends, except Sarah, have been a huge help in Kay's healing during this time. It's been amazing to be a part of and witness. We've all since blocked her. Her comments towards Kay and me have not been tolerated by our group. Hopefully this is the wake-up call she needs. Safety. Luckily I found this comment again. "'Cause thanks to this we bought one of those camera detectors. Waiting for it to arrive still. They have 4 months left on their lease and are considering moving, but nothing is set in stone. He's already moved out and Mike and Corey had him hand over the key to the apartment. But we're still waiting till locks are changed and the detector arrived to help Kay and Leah move back in." Quick thinking for Oop. That tea definitely would have ended up on Kay, and that's why Andrew was so upset at having it taken away. If he was completely innocent in his actions, then the battered wife comments would not have come up, as they would never have been at the forefront of their minds. I still can't quite understand what was the point of hurting her while pretending to be clumsy. Is it just a covert abusive behavior? Just why? I commented on the initial post a while ago, in response to people urging the OOP to invite Sarah around to sit down and have a talk with her. The comments were incredibly chilling, exceptionally dangerous, risky, and just downright stupid. And I would like to copy and paste my comment to anybody who might decide to do the same here. As the OOP ended up thanking me for it, Sarah would show up with Andrew. The actual best next step would be to cut contact with her too. Not manipulate a situation for them all to be in the same room so Reddit can get their daily drama fix. It's clear this pair are dangerous and capable of much worse things. Andrew was close to causing Kay severe third-degree burns if the tea was truly boiling hot. Personally, I'm happy to not see an update of more drama playing out if it means OOP and her friends are safe. The most dangerous period for a victim in a potentially abusive relationship occurs when they're leaving the relationship. Men have killed over much less. And she's not a friend worth keeping anyway. Don't listen to non-experts on Reddit giving you potentially dangerous advice. We're not professionals in the area of domestic violence. Listen to the advice actual experts give. Stay as far away, as safe as possible. Don't let Andrew or Sarah know where any of you are at any point. And certainly don't set up a situation in which you'll all be alone with them. Or in public. Christina Grimmie was shot and killed in front of hundreds of fans and her own brother. And she wasn't even dating the guy she'd rejected. I'm probably going to be downvoted to hell for this comment. But too many people here forget the last time a guy commented asking for advice on how to handle his potentially abusive relationship. TW. Child death. Murder. Less than. It needs to be left up to experts. Lawyers and psychologists. Not hundreds of people. Many of whom often believe 9/10 posts are troll posts and just want to see a dramatic update and a climatic end. That tea was 100% meant for Kay's lap. I just can't understand Sarah's perspective in all this. Even a crush wouldn't explain it in my eyes. Wouldn't it freak you out to see the hot guy you're crushing on repeatedly abuse his current partner? Must have been blinded by her feelings. Thank God OP spoke to Kay. Otherwise, who knows how long this would have gone on with her being too afraid to speak up and being gaslit. Sarah ain't no mom friend. She's a nosy busybody with her own agenda. OP is a real one for addressing this abuse head-on. The burden Kay was carrying was so heavy. I'm so happy OOP noticed and set a safe scene for her to be honest. That part of a bad relationship, when you're holding everything in, is so confusing, hurtful, and hard. I actually read this to my teenage daughter to talk to her about listening to her gut and red flag reactions, like the guy acting angry to have OOP offer to take the tea. I hope OOP and Kay stay safe. I feel bad for Kay, and she is lucky to have OP, cause OP sounds like a great friend. Andrew and Sarah are terrible people all around. The fact they made jokes about domestic abuse is just sickening. I'm quite a clumsy fella myself, and I think that I ended up elbowing almost all the GFs I ever had in the first couple months of the relationship while waking up. But it always gets better as I get used to their physical presence by my side, and while sure my wife has a bigger chance of having me spilling things on her because she's the person who's more often closer to me, I still spill in myself more than anyone else, and just this weekend I spilled a drink at a friend's feet at a wedding. So yeah, The fact that this dude only did this to OOP's friend was highly suspicious, and they did right by getting her out of that situation. The post got progressively darker and more sinister. I'm so glad that she paid attention and checked in with Kay. This could have been a very different story if she hadn't. Who TF jokes about a friend and calling her a battered wife. Refreshing to see a victim who is self-aware enough to know that things aren't right and took the opportunity to get help from OOP. This story could have gone very differently. I don't get Andrew's issue. There's something there that needs to be unpacked, preferably from a distance. But Sarah is a real piece of work. Let's hope they all stay and see. It's not a surprise that he got away with his clumsiness for so long. I think most abusers tend to be really good at hiding their true personalities, playing up the charisma. It's no wonder Sarah fell for his SHT hook, line and sinker. She needs her BS meter checked if she wants to be a fixer or play mama bear to her friends. Or maybe she's just desperate for his male attention. She didn't want to see it. I'm glad OOP was such an observant friend and was able to help Kay out, even going so far as to ensure everyone's safety. My beefs. Now ex-husband was roughhousing with her at a party. There were tons of people around. It seemed like innocent horseplay. However, there was something in my friend's eyes. I thought that he was really hurting her but playing it off like he was only pretending to hurt her. When their marriage imploded later that year, I asked her about it. She knew what day it was exactly and confirmed that yes, he was really hurting her. For him it was about control. See, I can do whatever I want to, even in front of all our friends. And you can't stop me. I'm the boss and you better do what I want because there's no one who will ever stop me or even catch me. My abusive ex would hurt me on accident, but it was more like taking things too far while fighting. Accidentally hitting me, throw things at me, or not hearing me when I told him to stop. The worst was when he accidentally poured a pot of boiling water on my hand. He did it to punish me. That wouldn't have happened if you did what I told you to. At some point it stops being accidental and starts being your fault. It doesn't get better. It only escalates. What in the ever-loving hell is up with Sarah? She's been so suspicious of how these accidents have been centered around her and how validating it was to have someone feel the same way. My heart literally breaks at this. I am so glad that OOP connected the dots in the situation before she got hurt. The relief Kay probably felt in this moment was probably immense, and I am glad she is okay now. I'm glad this girl has supportive friends because I can easily see how this would go so badly. I have one unanswered question though. How does someone accidentally spill a whole ashtray in someone's hair? I can't even begin to imagine how that didn't look intentional.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.